Hey YouTube, after years of showing off other people's apps, I have finally got my own app to show off here. I have made APIHack.command. And before you get excited, this is not a music app. That'll come later. I want to get my toes wet making my first iOS app instead of just jumping off into the deep end and doing audio processing. But this still might be of interest to people. I'm going to at least make this video entertaining to people, I hope. Now, most people's first app is usually garbage and completely useless. And only half of that is true in my case. This app does absolutely nothing, but it can do everything. All right. If, and this is a big caveat, if you can make your own APIs, because that's what this does. It interacts with APIs. So if you're not a developer, if you're not making APIs, if you're not doing home automation stuff, then this isn't going to do a lot for you, but I still have a value proposition for you. Look at how beautiful that icon is. Do you know how hard it is to make an icon that's not totally technically flat look good next to all the other flat icons? Like, I agonized over this for like 3 days trying to make an icon that wasn't flat because I'm sick of flat and still, fit in with all the other flat icons without looking tacky. And I think I did it. Like, oh my God, this looks cool. You see that shading? Like, I don't know if you can see this in video or not. I'll put up a bigger picture. This is a really great looking icon. So if you want a really great looking icon on your phone, that's $2. If you want to make APIs that you can interact with from your phone, then this has a lot more value to you. And it is this. It's a really good looking app, I think, too. And I'd like to show it off. One of the things that developers often need is a way to schedule tasks, and they'll do that with the cron job or something like that. And sometimes you'll need a task that you don't want to have scheduled because it would be dangerous or destructive to other things if it was continuously running at a set schedule. You just want it to go off when you need it to go off. So people have been hacking these Amazon Dash buttons so that whenever you press the button, it goes off and does a little API thing. And that's exactly what this app is for. It does one little API thing, and there's plenty of customization in here so that you can add just a whole bunch of different keys and easily delete them and all this, so that you can now control your one-shot APIs from your phone. And I'd like to show you my own personal API in action. Let me bring up my media server here. We're looking at the I'm SSH into my media server right now, and it's got a little API that's waiting and listening for this. And now it's doing things. Like, as soon as I press that button, it started doing things. And right now what it's doing is communicating with a remote server that's in an interesting jurisdiction that doesn't listen to the DMCA. So that server does lots of fun things, and sometimes I want it to quickly bring me the fun stuff over here. And that's what this button does. And as you see from the result here, that it did it. Like, we got a result. It did all the fun things, and now I've got a nice message here that is showing me, okay, what time did this happen? What exactly did you send to where? And the body of the HTML, or the body of the request, which is in JSON, and the result from the host. And it's all presented in a nice kind of fun way here. And in addition to these post requests, you can also do gets. So let's say that somebody was irresponsible enough to make intercontinental ballistic missiles API accessible. You could do that. You could just say here, let's launch ICBM at, this is a get, so I can close that post stuff. Let's nuke Canada. Obviously, I'm kidding. Nobody would ever want to nuke Canada, but let's just nuke Canada, and we'll only nuke Canada one time. And we'll change this to die. All right. So now the whole app has just changed to now do this new thing. And it worked. We've already launched one nuke at Canada. Or perhaps you've got a botnet and you're trying to hack the Pentagon or something. So you would hack, remember, Pentagon is .mil. Pentagon.mil. And for this, we are going to need to do a post request, but we're not going to use this key thing. What we're going to do is add our payload that we're hacking the Pentagon with. So for this, I'd like to use NSA 0 day. All right, and once again, we can easily change the button name to secret. All right, now let's find out what the Pentagon has been hiding. And you see we've got access granted to pentagon.mil. So it's really that easy. But once again, you need to be able to do all of this. You need to be able to write all the back-end stuff that this is interacting with, because this doesn't do anything. Like, if you buy this, it's not going to do anything for you other than look pretty. But it will look very pretty. So I'll leave that up to you to decide if it's worth it for you. Take it easy, folks.